Hello, I'm Errol at home and welcome to the channel. Today's soap is a celebration of Jin's song Super Tuna, which always makes me smile. It's my first attempt at a scale pattern soap. I'll put the recipe in the description box, and I've swapped out the beeswax I usually add for sunflower oil instead. I like beeswax because it makes a faster trace and a harder bar, but I need a slower moving, more fluid soap batter for this design. If you are replacing one of the oils in your recipe, please remember to run the new recipe through a lye calculator, as each different type of oil needs a different amount of sodium hydroxide to convert it to soap. You can't do a straight substitution without altering the amount of lye, or you risk the soap either being caustic or greasy. Always remember to be cautious when handling lye. Use goggles, gloves, closed-toe shoes and long clothes. I'm using activated charcoal to create a line at the edge of each scale. I'm scenting this bar with lavender essential oil alone, as it doesn't accelerate trace. Always add the lye solution to the oils, not the other way around. I'm only using my stick blender for the shortest possible time, so the batter just reaches emulsion but not trace. This is to keep it fluid for as long as possible. Depending on how you use indigo and which oils you use, it can produce a clear blue, as with RM's indigo cyanotype, a pink, which I used in Cookie's eyebrow, or the steel blue I'm aiming for in these fish scales. I wasn't quite sure how far apart to mark the scales. This mould is 24 centimeters long, so I marked every 3 centimeters, starting 1.5 centimeters in from each end. I poured the darker batter for a count of 1 as it touched the base of the mould, and the lighter batter for a count of 3 each time. Despite my efforts to keep the batter fluid and hand stirring between the pours, you can see that it started to thicken up very quickly, and it didn't flow the way I was expecting to. This went into a warm oven at 60 degrees Celsius. The oven was turned off and it was left there overnight to go through gel. It's not necessary, but it does make the colours more vivid. Soap has to be cut in the right direction to show the pattern, and for this one, the pattern shows when the soap is cut along its length. The leftover batter was put into some heart moulds, and here's the difference in colour between soap from the same batch that hasn't gone through gel and soap that has. I wanted to try this again, so I started from scratch, but this time I didn't use the stick blender at all, just the milk frother, to see if I could improve on the scales. I also used a larger mould but kept the spacing at 3 centimeters. You can see the batter is a lot more fluid this time. Here's the second batch, and it doesn't look like scales, it came out more of a shimmy, so my conclusion is I still have a lot to learn. I'm making these soaps to help keep ARMY happy and healthy until BTS comes back in 2025, so if you'd like some, and if you're in New Zealand, I'll be sending out the collection next June.